Patsy, Connie, and loudmouth Linda, keeping it real, no agenda. Satire, truth, and a whole lot of fun. Politics, crime, we get it all done. From breaking news to a joke or two, we do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
Well, now we got a camera. Wow. Was that like crazy or what? Hang on, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. Because I need to help somebody else out here. Wow. You know, I'm just saying. You just can't make this stuff up. You just can't. There's just no way you can make this stuff up. It's unbelievable, you know? It's just unbelievable that all of this is happening and it's happening to me. Of course. You know, why not? Why not? That's where it goes. So I hope everybody had a great Thursday, right? Today's been rather interesting. Everything has been interesting. They're closing down our government. Why are they closing down our government? Because they want to give the illegals health care. Isn't that great? How about that? Let's give the illegals health care. There are people right now in America that do not have health insurance. It's fact. There are people in America that were born in America that work tedious jobs every single day. They work hard and they don't have health insurance. Because why? Because they can't afford it, right? Health insurance is astronomically crazy expensive. We all know it. So, and then they wonder why Americans are getting mad. Well, they're getting mad because you're going to give something that we have to work so hard for. And there are people right now, let's think about this. There are some elderly people out there right now that they have health insurance, but they barely have enough food to eat. But they believe that the health insurance is better for them than it is to eat. Okay? So they scrimp on their food, they scrimp on their eating, they scrimp on everything so they can have health insurance in case something happens. And now we're just going to give it over to a bunch of people that came over and weren't even vetted. And from what I understand, there's people in Congress that say they're not even going to open our government again unless they get everything they want on their list. Boy, what happened to compromise there? I don't see any compromise. I say what I see is I want everything and y'all can do without, and we're going to do what we want to do, and if you don't like it, then we'll just shut down the government. Isn't that kind of the way little kids play on a playground? Just saying. I'm not sure if Linda's going to join us tonight with the first one going down. I just sent her the link to the second one. I don't know what's going on. She's got COVID, guys. After everything she's gone through, now she's got COVID. So everyone say a prayer that Linda gets better. Poor thing, she's had it tough these past couple months, and then for this to come on now, just to add that to the rest of the heap of stuff that she's been going through. So everyone say a prayer for Linda as she gets to feeling better. So I want to tell you a little bit that I learned about the lady that was going through Portland with no shirt on. We talked about her, right? Well, somebody beat her up. No joke. Were they as traumatized as I was? Or did her mouth get her in trouble? I don't know. I have no idea what happened there. I don't think it should have, I don't know if she should have gotten beat up for it. That's really sad. I guess somebody just, I don't know what happened there. But they said that report has it that she got beat up. That she was going through there, doing her little shimmy thing, showing everybody what she's got, laying it out there in the open for God and everyone to see, and somebody beat her up. That was the last report I heard. That's crazy. That's insane. And the second thing I saw that I kind of, the frogman in his blow-up suit was out there in Portland protesting. And I just kept thinking, you know what? I wish somebody just kind of walked by with a pen and just a little leak there. Just kind of give them a little, you're not allowed to touch them or anything. They can do whatever they want to because, they're entitled. They can talk for all of us and they can parade up and down the street. They can push and they can shove, but you're not allowed to ask them any questions because if you do, they get violent and they all come on you at one time. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Okay, first of all, you can talk all you want to about what you want. We have freedom of speech. If this is what you want and you want to get out there and make a fool out of yourself, that's fine. Okay? This is what America's all about. You have freedom of speech. But you know what? You don't have the freedom of speech to talk for me because God gave me my own mouth and that's what I'm using it for. And you're not talking for me. I think that the country has talked for everyone. We voted. This is what we wanted. Just saying. Just saying. It's 4 years. We went through the last 4 years. We weren't out there protesting and burning buildings down and pushing and shoving people that we didn't like what they had to say. We didn't do any of that. We did, we might have voiced our opinion and said, this is kind of crazy. Does this man need to be checked out for dementia or something? Or what's going on here? We questioned a lot of things, but we didn't take to the streets and we didn't have violence. I'm just saying, this is the way we take care of things. Now we've got people out on the streets screaming and hollering and saying, these are our streets. Okay, wait a minute. These are all of our streets, not just your streets. These streets belong to collectively the whole United States people. Not just you, but the whole United States people. So you're not talking for me. In my opinion, you're not talking about me. You're talking for me at all. You're saying whatever you want to say. And you should be out there saying, instead of whose streets, these are our streets, you should be saying, I don't even know what you should be saying because they're not all, they don't belong to you. You, however many people are out there, now last night there weren't very many. There were only maybe a collective of 12 or 20. But the night before, there was thousands. Thousands. But thousands is a little bit different than the millions of people we have. I'm sorry, there is a cat right now that is outside my sliding glass door that is antagonizing my little dogs to no end. And I don't know what she's doing, but they don't want her anywhere near the sliding glass door. So if you hear them barking in the background, I apologize. So our government is closed down because one side doesn't want to give the free health care to the people that came over here that aren't from here. Okay? I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that we should give free health care to these people that we're not even sure where they came from or who they are, and they came across the border without any paperwork? Do you think that we owe them free health care? Do you think that we owe them a $5,000 a month check? Do you believe that? Well, all of you now, I don't know how you guys feel, but I know some people that are up there in age that have worked since they were 14 years old, or even some even probably younger than that, but I'm going to start at 14. They started at 14 years old, washing dishes or doing whatever, working their butt off, and now they are retired, right? They're over retirement age. They waited until they got old enough for retirement to collect their full benefits. Yeah, that's a lot of years there, guys, because I know a lot of people that didn't retire until they were 67. So we're talking 53 years of work here, guys. Every day, 5 days a week, 80 hours every 2 weeks. Some probably more than that. Some probably worked not one job, but two. Just so they could make ends meet and make it for their family, right? Now they're older. And you're going to tell me that these people that founded our country, that worked their fingers to the bone, deserve less than the people that ran across our border 3 years ago? Really? Sorry, I'm not playing. I don't think that that's right at all. I don't. You didn't pay in. Why should we pay you? That's the way I feel. That's my opinion. Secondly, we've got veterans on our streets that have gone to horrific wars and have had horrific things done to them, and they're not okay. Some of them are just not okay. They need help. We sent them there. As a government, we sent them to these places to do this to them. Don't you think that we as a government should take care of them? I'm just saying. I mean, fair is fair, guys. And I'm all about fair. But I'm not fair. I'm not with giving people, give it all, give money to everyone. Give everybody $5,000 a month, including the retired and all the children. Give everybody $5,000 a month and give them all free health care. How about that? Well, we can't do that as a nation because we know that we couldn't afford that. So, don't you think that if the ones that were born here, raised here, worked here, helped found this country should get it before the ones that ran across the border? I'm just saying. Sorry, I'm on my pedestal tonight. But you want to keep the government closed down because you're not getting what you want? Well, you know, we might go through the holidays with no government open. But think about this for a second. While you're sitting there complaining about all this stuff that you want to give to these people, there's government offices that are closed. And to pay them the back salary that we're not even open and it's not even moving to make any money, How are we going to pay these people? And believe me, they're not making a little bit of money. They're making a lot of money. And they're all going to get their back pay. Right? Hmm. Is that right? No, what's going to happen is there's going to be layoffs, just like any other business and anywhere else in the country. Your business slows down, the money's not there. Guess what? There's layoffs. That's just the way it goes. And if you were a business owner, you would say you're absolutely right. When the money's not there, you can't pay the people. So, was it a good idea to close it down? Or would it be a good idea to go in and try to negotiate and talk? They don't want to negotiate and talk. They want everything that's on this list, or they're not going to reopen. They want to give illegal aliens free health care. Okay. Well, I am going to stand before you guys and tell you I am one of those people in the United States that has worked since I was 13 years old that does not have health care. Because I don't know anyone that can afford $1,700 extra a month for health care. That's how high it's gotten for somebody in my age group to have a coverage that would cover anything. Sure, you can pick up a coverage for $300 or $400 a month, but it doesn't cover anything. So there you go. You might as well take your $1,700 a month, put it in a bank account, and if anything major happens to you, hope to heck you've got enough to cover it. That's crazy, but that's where we're at. And do I feel like they should get free health care and have the benefits of people that were born? No, I'm sorry, I don't. I'm sorry. When you pay into a system, then, yeah, maybe you can benefit from some of the perks. But they don't pay in. They haven't. Some of them have never paid in. We're too busy paying them $5,000 a month. Am I right? I would love to hear if somebody feels like I'm right, or if you think that I'm just being too crash and shallow, and that I just feel like that and then it doesn't have anything to do with skin color either. You know what? I know people that have worked so hard that are every skin color and they're retired. And they still aren't making it because they have to take money out of their Social Security to supplement their health care. Medicaid or Medicare only pays so much. Don't you think by the time you're 67 years old and in full retirement that you should be fully covered and you shouldn't even have to pay anything for health care? I would think so. I wouldn't think you should have to have a supplementary at that point. But the elderly are the ones that cost us because they're the ones that get sick. Oh, bull. I've heard all kinds of things. I've heard all kinds of silly, stupid things. That doesn't work that way. Sorry. Yes, they have a tendency to get a little bit, but are they the major part of it? No, they're not. The major part of it is the things that are coming from other places. When you come over and you have your baby here. Just saying. Or you bring your family over and your baby's sick. Now, I feel sorry for them. Don't get me wrong. I feel horribly sorry for these children that are coming over that are extremely sick and their country can't provide for them. Yes, I do. I feel horribly, horribly, horribly sick to my stomach that this is happening. And I feel sorry for them. But we've got kids on our street that their parents don't have health insurance that are sick too, that need to be taken care of. Isn't the old saying, take care of your own home before you take care of somebody else's home? If your home is in disarray and you can't afford it, then how can you help? That's where it comes out to be, steal from Peter to pay Paul, that old cliche. I would love for you guys to chime in and tell me what you think, because I don't want to be the only one on the pedestal feeling this way. There's just, I think things have just gotten so expensive and so high, and medical is one of them. It'll be nice when the pharmaceutical comes to the United States and we have our own factories and we make our own stuff. That'll help. I don't know. But I don't think shutting the government down was the right move. I'm just saying. Just because you don't get your way, you just say, okay, I'm going to take my bat and ball and go home. It just doesn't make any sense. And there was a question asked in a chat room yesterday. So now that your government, of course, they're not from the United States, so they would be kind of questioning what they would be questioning what we're going to do and how we exactly the steps and the laws, and so with our government closed down, what does this do for the protesters? Anything? No. No, it doesn't affect them at all. They can still sit out there and protest. They can still throw their rocks and do all their stuff because it doesn't affect them at all. It affects the people that are working for the government that has shut down, the people that aren't getting paid. And who holds those cards? And who decided to close this place down, close the government down? I don't know. I mean, I know who did it. Do I think it's right? No, I don't think it's right. Just like I don't think it's right that a comment was made, and I really don't have to tell you who said it, but a comment was made that, let me quote the words exact. If you don't like what they're doing and they're on the streets, get in their face. Is that evoking violence? Is that the answer? Is violence always the answer? I don't think so. I think that we should be able to talk things out. But any of the YouTubers that went to the protest to ask questions, why are you out here doing this? Let's talk about it. They were pushed down the street, and people were saying, one guy even said to one YouTuber, if you come back, I'm going to smoke you if you come back. And that's okay. When was that ever okay? We can't talk about it. These are people that need a whole lot of Jesus in their life. That's what I've got to say. They need a whole lot of Jesus because they're missing out totally. Don't they have anything better to do with their lives than to be out there on the streets screaming vulgarity? And I mean, we're talking vulgarity. There was some nasty things that were being screamed out there. And I thought, and you eat with that mouth? Really? Because it was pretty disgusting. But then on the other side of the coin, you sit there and you watch them and you see them and they get right in their face, right up in your face, and they scream and holler and they say, don't touch me, don't touch me. And they break that little common ground you have and they're in your face screaming. And they don't think that's going to irritate someone. They don't let you talk. They have a bullhorn. If you try to say something, they just give that bullhorn sound so you can't hear or you can't talk. You can barely think. Agitators. Demonic agitators. I hope they're making enough money out there. That's all I got to say, because I don't think anybody should be making it. I don't think they should. They couldn't pay me enough to get out there and get in somebody's face like that and act like that. It's sad. That's what it is. It's sad, and they need to. We need to all come together as a country and quit blowing bullhorns and megaphones in people's faces. And you know what's really funny when you really get to thinking about it? Um, they're out there wearing costumes. You're so happy to be out there screaming your piece and shouting from the rooftops that everything that you've been so wronged, and you demand more stuff, and they should. It should be. But you know what? It's not. It's not. They sit there and they blow this big old bullhorn right in people's faces. And do you know, I think that can damage your ears. Those are pretty loud. And you can what? Do a lawsuit against them? Well, what are you going to get? You can't get blood from a turnip because obviously these people have no money. So, yeah, who are you going to sue? I thought that our president said that the cops were going to be able to do their jobs. That's what I thought I understood. I guess not. Some people are holding them and keeping them suppressed, and you got to listen to your boss, right? Or then you won't have a job. I don't know. Everything is totally upside down. Totally upside down. If you're good and you're humble and you're peaceful and you go out to speak to somebody and they're crass and loud and violent, the person who goes to jail is the peaceful, humble one. Tell me what's going on with that. Explain to me. Explain, Lucy, what this is going on here, because I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't. Any way you slice it, dice it, or throw it out there, that makes no sense. Violence doesn't cover anything. So these are my opinions, my personal opinions. I guess the thing is we need to talk about how do we fix it? How do we fix it? I never thought in 100 years I would hear that Memphis, Tennessee, it has gotten as bad as it has. Never. In fact, you know what? Do you ever, when you think of the whole United States, do you ever think of Portland, Oregon as being the most violent? I mean, sure, you think of New York, LA, but Portland, Oregon? Guess so. One of the top 10. If it isn't number one or number two. I mean, it's crazy how violent it is over there in Portland. And it's just as violent in Mint or in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm like, really? Where did all that come from? Well, I'm sure Elvis ain't liking this. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. Next thing you know, you're going to hear about some podunk town in the middle of nowhere. This is the most violent place in America. Bill, Wyoming. I mean, really, seriously. I think if you look at every state in the United States, you're going to find that there's one violent city everywhere. And it just happens to be the big ones. And, is that the ones that we loaded up with all these people? I don't know. We couldn't even do a poll and get a poll right if we did a poll with the statistics poll that they come out and they check who lives in your house and how old they are. Do you think they're going to be honest there? Not on your life. We're never going to know exactly who lives here. It's not going to happen. And how do we take care of it? How do we take care of it? The United States is a big place. And these are people that are hiding like needles in a haystack. Although I bet they get a check. Most. I don't know. I know that there are some people here that came to our country because they wanted a better life. I understand that. And I'm all behind that. I really wish that they would have gotten their paperwork done and they came over legally. But maybe for some reason they couldn't. But there, on the other hand, we've got a whole bunch of people that came over that can't even live in their own country. They don't want them there. Well, what makes you think we want them? If you can't live in your own country because you're illegal, because you've done so many horrific things, what makes you think we want? I mean, I almost feel like we're the dumping ground. And again, I want to reiterate that I do believe that there are some people that have came over and wanted a better life. And I understand that. And they're working and they're making a paycheck and they're paying in. And you know what? God bless those people. But the ones that are collecting off the government and not doing anything and stealing people's property and doing all the things that they're doing, no, we don't want them here. We have some of those people of our own. We don't need other countries. Just saying. And all of these are my own personal opinions. You know, the sad part is the ones that are getting caught are probably the ones that came here and are working. What about the ones that are gang members that don't work, that get a check from the cartel or whatever that comes over to keep them alive? Memphis has been bad for a while. I shared the animal shelter in Memphis. Breaks your heart. I can't imagine the child abuse. See, and you know, Donna, was that ever on the spectrum, Memphis? I never thought Memphis was on the spectrum of being so bad. But you know, they always say, however you treat your dog is a good. It's a good. What do I want to say? The way you treat your dog shows your character. What kind of characters you have. Yeah. So if you've got a guy next door beating his dog, you can bet. No, Nancy, you are absolutely right. He is not napping. No, he's not. He's not napping. He's not. That man works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I swear, if he gets 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night, you know, he got a great big bunch of trouble dropped in his lap, and he's doing the best he can to fix it. Yeah, no, Nancy, don't think that I think they're not his people. And you know, neither is Bondi, and neither is all the people that are, you know, Homeland Security. They're not napping. But apparently some of the government people are. They want to close it down so that they can have an early holiday, I guess. I don't know. It baffles me. If I can't talk to you and I can't come to a compromise, we'll just close down the government. And then I continue to get paid, right? And then I could continue to get paid. Yes. They are napping. Oh, they're napping, all right. They're absolutely napping. Except for the ones that are in Portland that are rioting. And the ones that are getting out there telling them to riot. I have been watching the riots. I have been. And you know, it's amazing to me how you go and you get into watch these riots and people are wearing masks from here all the way down and covering their head, because you know why? Because they don't want anyone to know who they are. Because, if they showed their true face, somebody might get in trouble, right? Well, you know what? If you're so proud to get up there and talk smack like you're talking, and and pushing and shoving people, and there are people out there with canes, with poles. I mean, yeah, yeah, they're violent. If you're so proud to be out there, show your face. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. I saw a couple of the riots where JD DeLay was there, and so was Nick Shirley, and they were going out there just to do interviews, just to talk. They were they were surrounded in a circle. They would come up and they would enclose them, screaming, not talking, screaming and hollering and blowing their bullhorns in their face. What does that solve? It makes the other people go home. Gangs and drugs in Memphis. Be careful if you go to Graceland. 3-block safe zone around. Oh my gosh. Really, guys? Really? Wow. Today, no, they've been doing it for the last 3 days. They've been, as far as big time, last night was kind of quiet, but the night before was loud. Chicago is doing their thing, screaming and hollering and doing their thing. And Portland screaming and hollering and doing their thing. And I think LA was going along with them for a while. And yeah, I'm sure they're planning one big weekend this weekend. Yeah. Isn't that great? Look, I gotta get my camera to see who I am. I'm right here. Can you get a better picture? Thank you. Yeah, I don't know, guys. This weekend is going to be loud and obnoxious. I can guarantee you that's going to happen. And all we can do is pray. Look at my dog's giving everybody the riot act here. We just need to pray, and that's our biggest weapon right now. And don't act a fool, because that's what they're doing. Can you really look at these riots and think these people are smart? That they're intelligent? Do you see any intelligence happening there? I mean, there's not any. I was going to see if I could find someone that was showing. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can pull this guy up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, this is. I can share a little bit of him so you can see what's going on.
I'm just not in the habit of using them, so I don't use them as often as I should.
Okay, so look, there's not a whole lot of people out there right now. This is Chicago. And then Portland, I'm sure, is up here around here somewhere. But I'm going to tell you, this stuff, there's not very many people out there right now. They don't really show up until about 11 o'clock or midnight. That's when the
can't read or write. That's
crazy
100%
stuff
true.
Starts up.
But I can freaking pronunciate things very eloquently. That's worth anything.
And it says shout out to
I'm a good at
Portland
pronunciating
Andy.
things.
He's been covering these. Him and
You might have to go downtown. There's nothing going on really.
he was out there yesterday on the street. But
Believe
look,
in
there's really
SC
not
super
that
chatted
many tonight.
$5.
I
I
don't
hope
know,
you are on
Nancy,
late
if
tonight.
you've been watching it
You are
and
very
keeping up with
calming,
it,
and since
because
I struggle to
this
sleep,
looks
I
little
put
to
you on to
nothing
wind
compared
down.
to what Wednesday was like.
You know what? Believing in SC, a lot of people do that.
Wait,
A lot of people fall
no,
asleep to me.
Tuesday was
I
like,
think it's
sorry,
my
apologize.
golden,
Tuesday was
my velvety golden tones. Ow.
Wednesday wasn't.
No, a lot of people do that. That's good.
Let me see if I can find somebody else here. Let's see see if anybody else is covering. Okay, this is actually more like what you see. I want to show this to you. Look at this. This is more like it.
You can get in, get trained.
Now, we know that the Trump administration is, of course, cracking down on extreme radical left
Look
groups
at this.
fueling political violence. And it's now official. Donald Trump has signed an executive order designating Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization.
So the radicals hurling themselves at federal troops across our country are about to experience something new. No longer is the U.S. government of the opinion that their violent behavior counts as peaceful protesting. And those storming ICE facilities and government buildings could now face extremely serious charges for their behavior. And many Americans think it's about time.
Look at this.
For the last 70 days or so, we've documented scenes much like this at the ICE facility on McAdam Avenue.
It's completely like a war zone.
Tear gas deployed, fireworks thrown, flashbangs ringing out.
Every politician demanding that ICE agents be doxxed and calling for people to go after their families. Stop. This has very real consequences.
A huge police presence near an Immigration and Customs Enforcement field office in Dallas after a gunman opened fire, reportedly from a nearby roof.
A lot of flashbangs, pepper balls being sprayed from ICE agents onto protesters, and then fireworks being thrown at the ICE agents.
This is something the president campaigned on because we have seen a rise in violence perpetuated by Antifa radical people across this country who subscribe to this group. And unfortunately, it's gone widely uncovered by many in the legacy media.
The agency also accused protesters of throwing rocks, fireworks, and slashing tires, and endangering officers and the immigrants held inside.
Hate fascist catch. Donald Trump, deny, defend, depose.
It's an epidemic. And that's why the...
So see, this is what I'm telling you guys. This is the way they act in a third world country. We don't act like this in America. We just don't. There's other ways of handling it, and this is not it. So, like I said, the only thing we can do, guys, is pray, stand our ground, armor up, and pray that all the people come to their senses. This isn't our country. This is not the way we handle things. All right, guys. I know it's a little early. I'm cutting it short. I usually go for an hour. I'm awfully tired. I've been staying up way late at night and getting up and going to work. But I want to share with you a little bit about this. I want you guys to see what's going on. I'm actually ashamed. I'm embarrassed that our people are acting like this. And when they talk to them, they don't have any real good reason for being out there. If they're asked a question and they say, "Why are you out here?" You know what their question is? "You're a fascist." Wait a minute. That didn't answer my question. Why are you out here doing this? You're not going to get an answer. You get, "You're a Nazi. You're a fascist." No, you're going to point what I am and what I do. But why are you doing this? It's insane. It's insane, guys. It's insane. So I love you all. You guys say a prayer. You know, the best weapon we have. And stand your ground. We got you. Love y'all. Take care. And keep your head on a swivel. Let's see where this goes. Go USA. All right. Love you. Good night.
From shady news to crime so rough, you already know we just can't make this stuff.